Okay, so I'm in Alamosa, Colorado, and can you state your name, please?
Cesar Martinez.
And Caesar, do I have your permission to videotape you today and publish your video testimony on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were here signing two petitions, one to ban outdoor marijuana grows in the city limits and one to ban marijuana cannabis clubs in the city. And why do you support those petitions?
Well, just because drugs are just destroying our society. And, I mean, it slows people down. You know what I mean? People think it helps them, because it makes you feel good, just like beer. Beer will make you feel good and it's fun and you have a good time. But within time, it slowly deteriorates your body. And if you don't stop it, which I think like pot, and now pot is getting so potent because like the old stuff, the THC, I believe was like 7% that they would grow just out in the wild, and that was how much THC is. Now they're getting the THC levels to be, above 14, and I've heard that they can go up to 70, 80, 100.
Yes, yes.
And so this THC levels with this pot, I think it's a weaponized, it's a weaponized drug to where maybe the old stuff was great, but at 7%, you do it, you feel good, but some of this stuff I think will saturate the mind and the body to where there could be a point of no return to where after a while this stuff could destroy people. And so that's what gets me scared of it, because I've had some family members that are going real fast downhill, and I worry about their safety. And I mean, I wouldn't want my kids to do pot, because it puts you out of the job market, like even Safeway, they do drug tests. And so if you want a job at a place like Safeway, they'll do a drug test, and if you can't pass it, they won't even hire you.
Yeah.
And I drive trucks, semis, and I feel like if you want to get a job driving a semi, or say my son's doing, he's a lineman, and these guys start off at 25 an hour, and some people are making 200 an hour when they get into overtime. Well, if you start doing pot, you get out of that job market, and then plus I think a lot of this pot is weaponized drugs to actually destroy the minds of our people.
I completely agree with you. I feel like our citizens are being experimented on. Even the governor will go around and say, let the social experiment continue. I take that very highly personally, and it sounds like you do too. I mean, we need to protect our kids from this because it is a weapon. You're absolutely
Exactly.
right. What changes have you seen in your community since they've legalized marijuana? Have you seen any changes?
Well, I've just had some family members just go downhill fast,
Okay.
and then I worry what happens when you're driving a truck or a car and someone high on pot, other drugs. You know what I mean? Because first I grew up drinking and partying, and first you have a beer, then you start drinking tequila, and then you don't care. And then you'll go into, well, I'll do some pot. Next thing you know, well, let's do some cocaine. Then after that, oh, let's do some methamphetamines. Let's do some opium. And so you get more suggestible as you're doing these drugs. So any drug from, beer, the pot, to all these other harder drugs, opium, they could be doorways to get you on the next drug that could actually destroy you. And I love my family and friends and people in the community so much. My son, I don't want to see him go downhill, and so I take it seriously, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people think, well, it helps me. But after your body and your mind gets saturated with this newer, higher THC level stuff, people have never reached these amounts of THC. So what happens when these people, as they start smoking pot, from, who knows, 10, 11, 12 teenagers to that when they're, you know, get up in age to their 40s, 30s, you know, are they going to get worse and worse? And so it's dangerous for people, I believe.
What would you say to the nation, that the other states that want to legalize marijuana?
I would just say it's dangerous, you know. They're destroying our country little by little, you know what I mean? And I don't think it's right, because, you know, if you get everybody in the country high, then they don't care what's happening to our country politically, you know? Because, I mean, as you do more and more drugs, you stop caring. And, you know, then what are you gonna do? Give it to your kids? And then they get used to being on drugs. And then it takes away your ambition to where you're not thinking about your kids and their safety. You're not thinking about, how am I gonna keep my employment, you know?
So if you're, what I hear you saying, if you say yes to legalization, you're saying yes to more drug use.
Yeah, and you're it's slowly going to destroy our society, because first you get your pot. Well, like I say, first you get your stuff like, you know, 40 beer. Then you get into your harder stuff like hard liquor. Then you get into your opium. Then you get into your pot. Then you get into your methamphetamines. And sooner or later, someone's going to get their Achilles heel, and one of those drugs is going to destroy the people, you know. And so it's just dangerous for people in general.